Baker. And we're even at 1 game all here, first set. This is the 19th consecutive year the Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger has taken place here in Binghampton, New York. Formerly played over at the campus at the State University of New York. Now played here at downtown Recreation Park. Right here on the historic west side of Binghampton, New York. .90-mile-an-hour first serve there, handcuffing Harrison. And Harrison forcing the error there from Baker, evening things up at 15 all. A lot of times what you see happen here on the Challenger Tour, and certainly on the Futures Tour, you come up against an opponent, quite frankly, you've never seen him before. I imagine that's the case with Harrison, with very limited match experience on the Challenger Tour. First couple games often seen as just trying to feel each other out, get a sense for each other's strengths and weaknesses, and hope that a game plan coalesces. Long on that ground stroke there. Baker taking a slow walk up to the net. Maybe thought that ball should have been called good. Baker ranked number 201 in the world right now. A career high ranking of 186th achieved earlier this year. Miss hit off that one. Baker charging in, looking to finish off that point. Got that one off the frame. And now, very early, Christian Harrison with 2 break points on the Baker serve here at 1-1 in the first set. Harrison will get a look at a second ball here. 2 break points. Good exchange from both players there. Baker finally forcing the action. Harrison unable to come up with a return off that volley. So 1 break chance wiped out. Christian Harrison's parents, both here watching their son today. Had a split duty the other day. Christian was playing his first round match. Touched just a little bit wide. And the break goes to Christian Harrison, the youngster, breaking the number 6 seed Jamie Baker early on, taking a 2-1 lead here in the first set. The Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger. 2-1 here in the first set. Christian Harrison out with the early break against number 6 seed Jamie Baker. UST official out adjusting the height of the net there at center court. Baker walked up to the net and asked for it to be rechecked, and sure enough, appeared to be off slightly, so they're making the adjustment there, causing Baker to give a little bit of a shake of his head. He's not happy to find out that the net was not up to specifications. So we got a break in the action until they piece this back together, get it back to the precise height. 36 inches should be the height, exactly at center court. And 3 feet 6 inches, 42 inches out at the sidelines. As I mentioned, this is the 19th year of the Bean, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger being played here in Binghampton. An all-volunteer affair, from the ball kids all the way up to tournament director Lori Bowen, doing a great job getting professional quality tennis coming out here to Binghamton year after year. Playing the tournament a little bit early this year, here in the second week of July, typically played in the second week of August. Adjustments on the ATP Tour calendar forcing the change, but the Tennis Challenger will be back in its customary spot on the calendar, second week in August in 2013. Tournament a long reputation of bringing up-and-coming talent here to Binghamton. Andy Murray won the tournament back in 2005 as an 18-year-old. Leighton Hewitt also playing here in 1998. Went on to become #1 player in the world for a while. Won the Wimbledon and won the U.S. Open. First winner back in 1993, Leander Paes, multi-time Grand Slam winner in doubles, both men's doubles and mixed doubles. But we'll have a new champion this year. Paul Capdeville, the 3-time winner from Chile, not back to defend his title. Harrison serving up a break, 2-1 in the first set. Nice volley there by Baker, hitting into the open court. Baker looking to break back here against the Harrison serve. He's got a good start here. Out. Love 15. Harrison, as I mentioned, a wild card into this tournament. Won a 2-hour and 45-minute match against Tennis Sandgren, the former University of Tennessee All-American. Exchange there, good stuff from both players. Baker finally netting the backhand. That is certainly the MO of young Christian Harrison. Not blessed with a huge amount of power and size at this age. Very consistent. Keeps points long, alive. Grinds down his opponent. And that's the backhand. Shows a little frustration there. We certainly saw that in his first match against Sandgren. Sandgren winning the first set. And Harrison coming through winning the next two, winning 7-5 in the third set. In a match, as I mentioned, that ran 2 hours and 45 minutes. Certainly the much more experienced Sandgren getting worn out on a very warm day for that first round match. Nice job, Harrison there, taking the short ball and driving it away for the winner. And he's back to 30-all here. Fourth game, first set. Harrison up a break, up 2-1, serving at 30-all. Gets the number 6 seed, Jamie Baker of Great Britain. a little bit long on that backhand. Now Baker has a breakpoint chance. 30-40 against Harrison's serve. They can get back even here in this first set. Harrison breaking him in his last service game. Big first serve from Harrison, reaching back for that one, hitting that 117 miles an hour. Getting the return error from Baker to get back to deuce. Harrison showed a lot of poise beyond his years in that first round match against Sandgren. Ace right down the tee, 112 miles an hour. Back-to-back big first serves for the youngster Harrison. Now he has a point to consolidate his break. Try and go up 3-1. Great stuff from both players there. Drop volley from Harrison, then popping up the lob over Baker's head. Finally finishing it off with the overhead. Great stuff from both players there. Harrison finishing it off, consolidating the break, taking a 3-1 lead here in the first set. Baker's serve down a break, 1-3, first set. Great drop shot there by Baker. Even the quick-footed Harrison can't track that one down. Baker having a word with the chair umpire. Asking him perhaps to check that net again. They already adjusted the center part of the net once earlier. Now Baker wants him to have a second look at it. Still not sure that it's up to spec. A little bit about Jamie Baker, our 6th seed. Up-and-coming young player in Great Britain. Qualified for Wimbledon for a couple of years. Then in 2008, got struck with a very rare disease. Left him in the hospital in intensive care for a number of days. Derailed his tennis career for a good period of time. He was back out on the court within a few weeks, but by his own admission said it was a good 18 months before he really felt like he was back on his game. At the time over in Great Britain, being talked up in the same breath as fellow Brits Andy Murray. But being derailed by that illness has set aside his ability to move up the rankings, at least for the time being. As I mentioned, currently ranked 201st in the world. Now the net checked and approved on all sides. Baker serving at 15 love. Forehand off the return by Harrison. Has the short ball. Great passing shot attempt by Baker, and an even better drop volley by Harrison. Kid showing a lot of poise. Some of that poise he showed in that first round match. A lot of people thought in that third set he would eventually fold against Tennis Sandgren. But hung in there and won the third set 7-5. shot off the short ball there from Baker. Harrison not phased by the let court. Oftentimes that can be distracting. Drove that ball deep into the corner, forcing the error from Baker. And once again, Harrison has a little bit of an opening. Up 15-30 on Baker's serve. Already up a break here in this first set. Ooh, well played point there. Harrison having to play a guessing game against the first passing shot. Trying to cover the cross court. Baker hit it behind him. Well played point on both sides. So Baker gets back even at 30 all here. Big first serve there, getting the short ball. Harrison got a racket on it. Unable to get it to clear the net. So now Baker has a point to hold serve and get to 3-2. And Baker with the winner there. Finishes off the service game. Still down a break. Young Christian Harrison up 3-2. First set at the Levine, Goulden & Thompson Tennis Challenger. From the sunny west side of Binghampton, New York, this is the 19th Levine, Goulden & Thompson Tennis Challenger. Singles match here, young wildcard Christian Harrison up a break. 3-2 here in the first set against the number 6 seed, Jamie Baker of Glasgow, Scotland. Harrison showing a lot of the veteran poise that he showed in his first round match. A 3-setter against Tennis Sandgren, the former University of Tennessee All-American. Harrison showing no signs of nerves here as well. Constructing a lot of very solid points against the number 6 seed. Very nice drop volley there, half volley. Baker had a nice angle shot landing at the shoe tops of Harrison. Harrison able to make the nice pickup and get the drop volley. A lot of poise shown by this kid. 15-love, 3-2 first set. And gets the return error there from Baker. These two guys will be pairing up together. Out on court 1 playing doubles. But all business here. Harrison didn't do enough with that approach shot. Baker able to easily whip it cross court. And we're at 30-15. Very tough passing shot attempt by Harrison there. Baker unable to come up with the volley. Baker surprisingly went with an underspin. Forehand approach shot there, but the ball got up enough for Harrison to yank it cross court. Baker unable to come up with the volley. Now Harrison with 2 points to go up 4-2 here in the first set. And that's the game for Harrison. Baker netting that backhand return. Maintains his break up 4-2 here in the first set. If you've not been to this part of the country, very pretty place in the summertime. Had a day up in the 90s yesterday, but that was fairly uncharacteristic. Summer temperatures usually around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Very comfortable place to be in the summer. Baker serving down 4-2, netting that backhand. Harrison already up a break. Baker certainly not wanting to let this set get away from him. Overcooking that backhand a little bit, Harrison. The Harrison game predicated on very deep ground strokes. Very few unforced errors. Try to leave very few short balls for the opponent to attack on. Grind the opponent down. Look for the opening themselves. 117 miles an hour on that serve by Baker. He doesn't go for the big flat serve all that much. Going more for spin and placement. Big kicking serve to the Harrison backhand there. And another error off that backhand from Harrison. Not very common. A little shake of the head from the youngster. Baker going with that big kick serve to Harrison's backhand, but Harrison's two-hand backhand a lot easier to pick up a high kicking backhand serve like that as compared to somebody hitting with a one-handed backhand. Excellent poise and strategy there from the youngster. Very smart lob earlier in that point, forcing Baker to go with the backhanded overhead. Harrison just 18 years of age. Playing his first challenger level tournament. 40-30. So Baker with the serve out wide there, getting the forehand error from Harrison. Now Baker has a point to pull within 4-3 here in the first set. Baker getting a service break early on. Looking to stay within that one break here. Wide on that forehand. Harrison pulls back to deuce. A few choice words for himself after missing that forehand. Baker uttering a couple of wows at the state of his play so far. along with that backhand. So now after having a point to pull within 4-3, now it's Harrison with a break point. Going to get his second service break of the first set against the 6th seed, Jamie Baker. Two very similar styles here. Both players under 6 feet, not very big serves. To go more for positioning and spin with their serves. Rely on very strong ground strokes, long rallies, wearing down the opponent. Good serve there from Baker, 112 miles an hour out wide. Harrison unable to wrangle it back within the court. So that break chance eliminated, we're back to deuce. Fortunate break there for Baker. Holds the racket up and partial apology. Getting the friendly net cord drooping right over the net. Now once again, Baker with a point to pull within 4-3. And the backhand netted by Harrison. Baker closing that one out. He holds serve, still down a break. Ryan Harrison, the 18-year-old, up a service break, up 4-3 here in the first set. Second round action from Binghampton, New York. This is the 19th Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger, live here from Binghampton, New York, on the historic west side of Binghamton. 18-year-old wild card into this tournament, Ryan Harrison, up a break, up 4-3 here in the first set against the number 6 seed Jamie Baker from Great Britain, Glasgow, Scotland to be specific. Harrison showing all the poise that he showed in his first round match against Tennis Sandgren, winning that one in a close 3-setter. Showing no signs of being awed against older, in many cases physically larger and more imposing, certainly more veteran players. Harrison doing quite well so far. Parents watching here in attendance here in the pavilion. Harrison served down the tee, getting the return error from Baker. That's the first point of this 8th game of the first set. Up 15-love. Double fault there. A little gesture of exasperation from Harrison. Not a very common occurrence for him. Double fault, that is. We're at 15 all. Baker unhappy with his attempt at a passing shot there. Harrison taking that short ball, not getting it as deep or as far into the corner as he would have liked. Baker had a chance to line that one up. Drove it straight into the net. Now Harrison up 30-15. Just long on that forehand. Baker giving a little bit of a look there, not sure if it was directed inwardly or at the chair umpire. Harrison with 2 points, go up 5-3. Harrison driving that forehand just long. Again, another gesture. Asking himself what went wrong there. Still up 40-30 in this game. Already up a break. Trying to keep the pressure on the number 6 seed. Oh, great stuff from both players there. Harrison just unable to get that forehand over the net. Very good rally between both these players. Again, very similar styles. Both under 6 feet, not physically very large, not big first serves between either one of them. Very solid ground strokes, able to hold on to very long rallies. Baker now back to deuce. 4-3 here in the first set. Beautiful service there, just catching the outside of the line, 97 miles an hour with that twisting serve. Or Harrison rather, getting the ace there. And another chance to close out this game. And the forehand winner from Harrison from the backcourt. Finishing that one off in style. He maintains his break. 5-3 now here in the first set. Harrison, the 18-year-old, playing at the IMG Bollettieri Tennis Academy. Getting some experience this summer in some futures events. Playing in his first challenger event here. Doing quite well, up a break, 5-3. Baker to serve. Well played by Harrison. Got a little bit handcuffed on that return. Was able to just dribble that one over the net. Baker trying this drop volley. Harrison able to get there with ease to put it away. Forehand error from Baker. Now Harrison. Again with a bit of an opening here. Up love 30 on Baker's serve. Love to close out this set in style. Already up a break, up 5-3. Keeping the pressure on the number 6 seed. Serve down the tee. Very athletic move by Harrison there just to get a racket on that overhead. Flew well long, however. The big first serve by Baker, opening up the court on that point. Again, not a weapon that either player can rely on with any regularity. On each one of them occasionally will be able to hit the flat serve over 110 miles an hour. 110 miles an hour exactly there. Harrison thought he had it in his sights. Not happy that he was unable to get that over the net. And after a little bit of a scare, Baker back to 30 all here. Down 3-5 here in the first set. Harrison will get a look at a second ball here, see if he steps in a little bit to get aggressive. Choosing to stay back. Definitely be displeased with that. He chose to stay back, be a little bit more conservative. Still was unable to get the return back. so Baker now with a point to pull within 5-4. And he's done it. Another netted return by Harrison. Leaves him muttering a little bit. Baker gets through safely in this service game. Still down a break. We're at 5-4 here. First set from Binghamton, New York. The Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger. On a sunny, warm day here in Binghamton, New York, we bring you live second round action of the Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger. Temperature about 84 degrees. The sun has peeked back out. We were under some cloud cover earlier in the day. So that's warming things up, making things a bit more uncomfortable for both player and fan. Certainly nothing like what we saw yesterday, though, where it was 93. Temperature near the courts right around 100 degrees. Breeze picking up a bit here and there. Had a few gusts here just a moment ago. Again, nothing like yesterday. We had some 25 to 30 mile an hour knot winds. 30 mile an hour winds, I should say. It's a little bit hectic out there. Now, in first set action, we got Ryan Harrison serving to close out the first set up 5-4 with a break against the 6th seed Brian Baker. Goes up 15-love there. Baker netting that backhand. That's not clapping, that's actually our awning flapping in the breeze. Ooh, Harrison, I think, thought that forehand was going wide. Oh, just falling back on the Baker side there. Now, Harrison 2 points from the first set. Gets the number 6 seed from Glasgow, Scotland. Harrison went aggressive on that short ball off the serves. Return of Baker. Able to lift it up over the net. Harrison, the 18-year-old, played in 8 futures tournaments this year. Playing in his first challenger this year. Long on that backhand. Now we're at 30 all here. In addition to his 9 futures events and playing here at the Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger, Harrison did also get a wild card into the Campbell's Hall of Fame Tennis Championship on a Newport, Rhode Island, losing a first-round match. Tough first serve, hit the flat one, 113 miles an hour down the tee. Baker not able to catch up with it. Now it's 40-30. Harrison has a set point here against the number 6 seed, Jamie Baker. Harrison netting that forehand, getting back to deuce. Baker saving a set point there. First set very close, aside from that one service break early on that Harrison was able to capture. 2 players here, very similar styles of play. Great cross-court backhand from Harrison, drawing the air from Baker. Now he has a second set point. Harrison lining up a little wide out here in the ad court, trying to get a little bit of a better angle to hit it out wide. He does so there. He's able to get that forehand into the corner. Just hits that overhead wide. Good hustle by Baker to track down that forehand in the corner. Get that lob way up into the air to buy himself some time to get back into the center of the court. Harrison picked the right side. He had open court, but just nudged it wide. So 2 set points wiped out by the veteran Jamie Baker. And we're back at deuce. Big first serve there, right down the tee, just catching the outside of the line, 116 miles an hour. Harrison's fastest serve of the match thus far. Gets him a 3rd set point. Overcooks that forehand. Got a relatively short ball from Baker off the big serve. Just hit that ball long. And we're back at deuce again. Nice play by Baker. On the full run, hitting that backhand. Dipping down, forcing Harrison to volley it up. Tried the drop volley, but got it a little too far out into the court. Baker able to pull it cross court for the winner. So now, after facing 3 set points, Baker now has a break point to pull the set even at 5-all. And he'll get a second serve against Harrison. See if he steps in here, try and be aggressive. Nicely played point by Baker. After fighting off 3 set points, now gets the break to even the match, even the first set at 5-all. Harrison's certainly unhappy that he let that opportunity slip away. Having 3 set points against the number 6 seed and then gives up the break. So we're back even. 5-all first set. 6 seed Jamie Baker to serve. Big first serve from Baker allowed him to a charge on that return. Able to put that volley into the open court. Harrison very quick on his feet, able to change direction, able to cover a lot of court. Even got his racket on that volley, just unable to get it back over the net. But having that sort of foot speed certainly makes your opponent think. Sometimes makes him think you have to hit that shot just a little bit better than you might want to. Baker, a second serve up 15-love. Big backhand down the line, getting a forehand error from Harrison. Baker starting to find the range with some of those shots from the backcourt. Putting a little more pressure on Harrison than he was able to earlier in the set. Baker maybe feeling a bit of confidence now after getting that break back, fighting off those 3 set points. Big serve out wide, twisting away from Harrison's racket. He has the ace. Baker now up 40-love, a chance to take a 6-5 lead. force Harrison to serve just to stay in the first set. And he's done it. A love game. Baker takes the lead 6-5 over the youngster Ryan Harrison. This is second round coverage of the Levine, Goulden & Thompson Tennis Challenger from Binghamton, New York. The score here in the first set. Live from Binghamton, New York. Beautiful recreation park here on the historic west side of Binghamton. Number 6 seed Jamie Baker of Glasgow, Scotland, fighting off 3 set points and getting the break away from 18-year-old Ryan Harrison to even up this first set. Now Baker with a 6-5 lead. Harrison will be serving to stay in this first set, trying to force it to a first set tiebreak. Harrison showing great poise in his first round match against Tennis Sandgren a couple of days back. Certainly showing that he belongs here so far, giving Jamie Baker all he can handle. Now serving down 5-6. Big forehands in a row. Puts away that overhead. Good foot speed by Baker to track down those 2 forehands in the corner, but the second one a little too short. Harrison able to put away the overhead. Harrison looking to regain some of that momentum he lost. He had those 3 set points. Chance to close out the first set. Now serving to stay in the first set. Harrison yelling at himself a little bit on that one, driving that backhand a bit long. Long exchange between both those players here. You can see the very similar styles between these two players. Very strong backcourt games. Each one looking for that short ball to take advantage. There it was Baker getting the ball cross court, forcing Harrison to try a tough down the line shot. 15 all. Strong forehands from Baker there. Second one forcing an error out of Harrison. Baker stepping up the pressure on his ground strokes. Now up 30-15 in this game. What of a turn of events that would be. Baker now 3 set points. Breaking to even the match now. Looking at an opening to try and do it again. And he'll get a look at a second serve to do it. Just out on that backhand. Harrison very frustrated with himself there. Went for the big shot. Couldn't quite pull it off. Now, Jamie Baker with 2 set points against the Christian Harrison serve. Baker up 6-5, 40-15, 2 set points. And Harrison netting that volley, resulting in a quick spike of the racket. And that's the first set. 7-5, it goes to the number 6 seed, Jamie Baker, Glasgow, Scotland. Second round coverage, Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger here from Binghampton, New York. Coming to you live from the historic west side of Binghamton, New York, this is the Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger, now in its 19th year. From Recreation Park here in Binghamton, very closely contested first set match. Christian Harrison, the 18-year-old youngster, coming in as a wild card into this tournament. Had 3 set points against the number 6 seed Jamie Baker. Baker fighting them all off, and then back-to-back service breaks of Harrison to roar back and take the first set 7-5. Second set, Baker to serve. Great stuff from both players there. Harrison finishing it up with a beautiful drop shot from the backcourt. Showing no signs that this 18-year-old youngster doesn't know how to play with these guys. Harrison lost the first set in his first round match and came back to win the next 2 against Tennis Sandgren, bringing him here to the second round. Well, I'm certain he's upset with how he let that first set get away. No sign that he's not up for the fight here in the second set. Big first serve from Baker. Harrison miss-hitting that one. Ball finding its way into the crowd. Ball kid's looking to track that one down. Looks like it's gone behind the bleachers. Baker ranked number 201 in the world. He's played 5 times at Wimbledon and once at the Australian Open. Turn long there for Harrison. Baker now up 30-15. Baker looking to keep the pressure on. Came through with some clutch tennis there in that first set, fighting off 3 set points. Going back to break Harrison and then breaking him again. Harrison miss-hitting that backhand. You're starting to see Baker assert himself a little bit more in some of these long rallies. Had a little bit of trouble dialing in his ground strokes early on. Harrison able to take some advantage, get the early service break. Now the 6th seed starting to dictate play a little bit more, particularly these last few games. Baker now with 2 points, jump out to a 1-love lead in the second set. Slice backhand floats wide for Baker. A little show of emotion there. He was unhappy that he wasn't able to track that one. Harrison staying alive in the game, down 30-40. Year-old playing in Bradenton, Florida at the Bolletary Academy, or the IMG Bolletary Academy as it's called now. Playing at his first Challenger event. And wide with that forehand. Baker either not happy with himself or with the call, raising both hands in exasperation. Baker's let this game get back to deuce. Harrison showing no signs of going away easily. That was certainly the case in his first round match. A lot of people thought that the youngster might fade after losing that first set. Came back strong, won the second one 6-1, and gutting out the third set 7-5. Deuce here. 118 miles an hour on that serve. That's Baker's fastest of the day, but just long. Very tough get on the dead run there. The backhand by Harrison. Baker unable to come up with the half volley. Now after having 2 points to finish the game off, Baker now facing a break point. Harrison would love to shake off the effects of the end of that first set by getting the early break here. By Harrison lands in. And Harrison with a well-constructed point. Great lob over the head of Baker. Forcing Baker to lob it himself, and Harrison puts it away. Gets the early break. After letting that first set slip away, he's now up 1-love here in the second set. Harrison to serve. We're at the Levine, Goulden & Thompson Tennis Challenger in Binghamton, New York. One game to love. Christian Harrison, the early break on the 6th seed Jamie Baker. Baker winning the first set 7-5. Harrison to serve. Forehand from Christian there. Taking that short ball and driving away the winner on the forehand side. That inside-out forehand, so hard to read. Harrison getting a little bit of momentum back now. Again with the early break. He had the early break in the first set. Wasn't able to hold it. Baker with back-to-back breaks at the end of that first set to win it 7-5 after Christian Harrison had 3 set points. Second serve here. Baker coming in behind the slice. Another lob. Very nicely snapped off on the backhand side. Very tough overhead to hit from the backhand side. Baker placed it nicely down the line. Gets the winner. Now at 15-all here. Second game, second set. Baker up 1-0. Tough break there for Harrison. The Baker return just trickling over the net. Harrison again, those quick feet able to track it down, but unable to get back in position for the Baker forehand. Tough break there. Harrison now down 15-30. Baker looking to break back after giving up the service break in the first game. Now we'll have a look at a second serve from Harrison. Great second serve. Baker making a move down the middle. Was a little bit surprised at it going out wide. Harrison back to even at 30-all in this game. Second round singles action from the Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger. Well-placed volley. Harrison driving that forehand deep into the corner. Once he saw that return floating a little bit in the air from Baker, Harrison charging in, knocking off the volley. So now Harrison has a point to consolidate the break and go up 2-love here in the second. Harrison unable to track down that drop shot. Nice play there by Baker to get back to deuce. Second serve here at deuce. Baker hasn't been stepping in on many of these. Harrison not pleased with himself on that backhand, allowing that to drift wide. Now Baker with a break point to even this set up at a game apiece. Harrison seeing 3 set point chances slip through his grasp. Certainly doesn't want to compound that by giving up the break here. But he does so, that forehand not clearing the tape. And Baker has the break back. We're back on serve. 1-all in the second set. Harrison, a few choice words for himself. He's got to be upset. He's had a number of opportunities to close out that first set and to close out this game. But we're back at 1-all. Baker to serve. that ball called in. Harrison giving that a long look. Thought that ball was drifting wide. Long rally from both these players. Very similar styles. More focused on the ground strokes. Looking to attack on the short ball. Long rally there, won by Baker. He's up 15-love. Another error off the backhand. Getting a little frustration from Harrison. Baker up 30-love in this game. Harrison getting a look at a second serve. Neither player attacking the second serve much in this match. Harrison tried to step in on that one, unable to get it up over the net, however. So Baker a chance to close out this service game at love. Keep the pressure on the 18-year-old. And 14 miles an hour on that first serve. Again, both players not going for that flat serve down the middle all that often, preferring more to place it. Just wide on that backhand. Good return by Harrison. $7,200. The prize for the winner here in singles. $4,240 to the runner-up. As much as the money, it's the points, particularly for the American players in this tournament. The Binghampton Challenger, along with the Lexington Challenger, as well as the challengers in Vancouver, British Columbia, and Aptos, California. The American male with the most points from those four events, getting a wild card into this year's U.S. Open. Baker overcooking that forehand a little bit, looking up in exasperation. Letting Harrison crawl back into this game a little bit. He was up 40-love, now it's 40-30. Still a point to go up 2-1. Harrison showing no signs of going away quietly. Ball goes long. We're back to deuce. Harrison mishitting that forehand a little bit, looping it up. Just caught the baseline. Then Baker's return shot went long. So Harrison has to be pleased the way he stayed in this game. Down 40-love, now a deuce. Hoping to put the pressure back onto Baker. 117-mile-an-hour serve. Harrison nudges that ball back deep, and Baker putting that backhand into the net. So now 4 straight points for Harrison now gives him a break point. Break here would be the 3rd straight service break here in the second set. $119 miles an hour on that serve down the tee. Baker's fastest of the match. But a second ball here for Harrison with a break point. Harrison very unhappy with himself there. Now Baker sorting himself on. He fought off that break point. Now back to deuce. as though Harrison was reaching back for a little bit more on that backhand and threw his own timing off just a touch. Back to deuce here at 1-all in the second set. Baker winning the first set 7-5. That one goes long. Harrison smacking his shoe with his racket in frustration. Now the advantage goes back to Baker. A chance to finish out the game and go up 2-1. Great stuff from both players there. Finally Harrison, the forehand error, and Baker holds off the break point, goes up 2-1. Second round coverage of the Levine, Goulden and Thompson Tennis Challenger live from Binghampton, New York. Two-1 here in the second set. Jamie Baker, the number 6 seed from Glasgow, Scotland, up 1-0, taking the first set 7-5 over young 18-year-old wild card Christian Harrison, younger brother of Ryan Harrison, current top 50 player in the world. Christian looking to follow in his big brother's footsteps, getting his first challenger level experience here in Binghamton, New York. He's played 9 futures matches on the futures tournaments on the year. Also played at the Campbell's Hall of Fame tournament. Harrison winning an exciting first round match on Monday. Now coming back here, down a set on serve in the second, down 1-2. Big serve out wide, opening up the court there for Harrison, finishing it off with the overhead. Harrison playing with a lot of poise, certainly much more so than the average 18-year-old. Tennis Sandgren can certainly tell you that firsthand. Harrison's first round victim. And the forehand error by Baker. Harrison out to a 30-love lead here. Fourth game, second set. Baker up 1-0. Ace down the middle, 116 miles an hour. Harrison now 3 points to even up the second set at 2 games apiece. Mostly sunny here this afternoon. Had some cloud cover here earlier in the day. We're told there are a chance of storms later on late afternoon, early evening. We're at 4:08 here Eastern Daylight Time here on the East Coast of the United States. Big forehand winner there by Baker. Harrison not able to track that down. Not nearly as hot as it was yesterday, but 83 degrees with the sun out. Certainly plenty warm out there. Harrison not able to get that one up on the second bounce. Point goes to Baker. Now we're at 40-30. Wide open singles draw here in Binghamton, New York. The top 4 seeds all going down to defeat here in the first round. In this second round action, Jamie Baker now the second highest remaining seed. American Robbie Ginapri, the number 5 seed, former world top 20 player. Currently the top remaining seed out there in the field. He had an easy 6-2, 6-2 win in his first round match against a qualifier last night. Harrison upset with after that error. Now letting this game get back to deuce. He was up 40-love. Showing a little frustration and letting Baker back into this game. Big first serve there, opening up the court for that forehand for Harrison. So he takes the advantage, has another point, get back to 2-all. Coming up after this match, we have doubles here on the center court. Adrian Bosell of Switzerland and Michael McClune, who you saw earlier here, playing singles. That one called just out. Baker not happy with that call. Walking up the net to take a look at it. The game goes to Harrison. We're back to even 2 games all, second set. I mentioned doubles coming up here after the conclusion of this match. Adrian Bosell of Switzerland, Michael McClune of the United States, who won earlier here today in singles, against Vahid Mirzadeh of the U.S., partnering with Maciek Saikut, the number 2 seeds here in the doubles draw, the Binghamton Tennis Challenger, brought to you by Levine, Goulin, and Thompson. Two games all here, second set. 6-seed Baker taking the first set 7-5. Christian Harrison with 3 set points fought off by Baker, who then followed up with back-to-back service breaks of Harrison to take the first set 7-5. Harrison running out the final 4 games of that first set. Sorry, Baker running out the final 4 games of that first set. Harrison unable to hang on to an early break. They've traded service breaks here so far. Now they're even at 2 games all. Harrison sending that forehand wide. Players making these exchanges look easy, but as you have these 20, 25, 30 ball rallies, particularly on a warm sunny day like this, you have to have your legs under you if you want to go the distance. Big first serve out into the corner. Harrison unable to bring down the return. Baker jumps out to a 30-love lead in this game. Baker, as we mentioned, played in Wimbledon this year, losing a first-round match to Andy Roddick. He's actually played 5 times at Wimbledon, as well as 1 time at the Australian Open. Nice serve out wide. Harrison unable to corral it. Little fist pump from Baker as he goes up 40-love in this game. Harrison along with that forehand return. Baker holds it love. He's up 3-2 here in the second set. Live second round coverage of the Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger live from Binghampton, New York. Live from Binghamton, New York, second round coverage of the singles, the Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger, now in its 19th year, here in the historic west side of Binghamton, New York. Beautiful place to be here in the summer. Upstate New York filled with all sorts of great summer tourist attractions. Resort towns like Cooperstown, Skinny Atlas, all the resort towns along the Finger Lakes. Binghamton itself pretty on the outskirts of town here. A lot of hills, a lot of trees. A lot of fun winter recreation here if you like snowmobiling, if you like skiing, if you like snowboarding. Also known for its nice, mild summer temperatures. A little bit warmer than usual here today. On serve here in the second set, 18-year-old wild card Christian Harrison. We're going to come back from a disappointing end to that first set, losing 7-5. 6th seed Jamie Baker looking to keep the heat on and move on into the third round. Drop shot there from Baker. Harrison gets a look at it. Volley lob goes long for Baker. Aside from the talent, Christian Harrison showing a lot of poise, showing that he belongs at this level. Already won his first round match. Giving the 6th seed Jamie Baker a tough battle here. With 30-love in this game, trying to pull the second set even at 3 games all. Baker nets that backhand, and Harrison now up 40-love, 3 points to get even here in 3-all second set. Missed it off the forehand return there, and Harrison has a love game. Now even to 3 games all. Very closely contested match between 2 very similar styles. 2 players primarily attacking from the baseline. Occasionally able to dial up the speed on that first serve. Sometimes getting it up over 110 miles an hour. Control and angle and fitness, hallmark of both these players. 3 games all. Some nice chasing by Baker there. Running down a couple of difficult balls and forcing Harrison into the tough shot. Harrison trying to punch that volley into the open court, was unable to keep it in the court. Nicely played by Baker. Loading that shot deep and sneaking in behind it. Harrison not seeing him coming. Leaving Baker the easy volley put away. Baker up 30-love, 3-all second set. Already up a set on young 18-year-old Christian Harrison, 7 games to 5. Baker, the number 201st ranked player in the world. Yeah, Baker unhappy with that. Kicked that serve very high to the backhand of Harrison. Harrison not able to do much with it. Baker wanting to attack off the return, pushed it right into the net. Player out on court 1, apparently not terribly happy with himself right now. And Baker, just a 78-mile-an-hour serve there, but placed deep and kicking high. Harrison pulling that ball wide. Now Baker with 2 points to take a 4-3 lead here in the second set. Already up 1 set to love. Nicely played by Jamie Baker. Finishing off that game, we're now at 4 games to 3. Baker up a set. Second round action here at the Levine, Goulin and Thompson Tennis Challenger, live from Binghampton, New York. Four games to 3, the number 6 seed Jamie Baker with the lead here in the second set. already up 1-0, winning the first set 7-5. 18-year-old Christian Harrison to serve, trying to bring the second set even at 4-all. Big first serve down the middle. Baker's return floats deep. Good start here for Harrison. Harrison's been in his match every step of the way, had 3 set points against Baker. Unable to convert them, and then Baker came back with back-to-back service breaks to take the first set out of his hands, winning 7-5. Nice serve opening up the court for Harrison, ripping that forehand away. Goes up 30-15 in this game. Still sunny out on the courts at about 4:24 Eastern Daylight Time. We were told we might have a chance at some thunder showers right about this time of day, so we've held them off so far. Hopefully that'll allow us to get through our entire slate of coverage today. Volley just long there by Baker. Came in behind that forehand. Only able to angle that away and pushed it long. So now Harrison with 2 points. Even the second set at 4-all. Harrison showing no signs of going away. Certainly no one would have blamed him after losing that first set in the disappointing fashion that he lost it. That took away just a little bit of his concentration, but no sign of that here. Tries that backhand long, and the game goes to Harrison.
4-all.
4-all here in the second set. Baker up 1-0. Baker the 6th seed here, the Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger, and the second highest remaining seed. The top 4 seeds all going out in the first round. Top seed Duty Sella losing to University of Tennessee volunteer All-American Ryan Williams. The 2 volunteer All-Americans playing here. The other one, Tennis Sandgren, losing to Christian Harrison in the first round. The 2 teammates from Tennessee playing together here in the doubles, winning earlier today. Now Baker serving at 4-all. Great run by Harrison trying to track that one down, unable to sneak it back into the line. Baker taking a 15-love lead here. 4-all, second set. Baker up 1-0. Harrison here getting a look at a second serve. Down 15-love here at 4-all. Nice exchange from both players there. Harrison stepping up, driving away the forehand winner.
15-0.
Several long rallies like that, 25 and 30 ball rallies. Both players needing to catch a quick breath after that one. Ball dropping on the baseline. Nice point by Harrison. Big first serve, 112 miles an hour down the tee. Harrison hitting that ball straight up into the air, the ball carrying out to the baseline. And then getting the Baker error. So Harrison has to feel fortunate winning that point. To go up 30-15 here. We're at 4-all in the second set. Harrison would desperately love to break here to get a chance at this second set. And a miss hit on the forehand there. Brings us to 30-all. Harrison getting a second ball here at 30-all. See if he steps in, tries to get aggressive on the return here. What a great get by Baker. Just picking that net cord up just before it hit the second bounce. Half volleying it deep into the court. Harrison unable to pick it up. Great run by Baker on that ball. And an even better shot that he did with it. Now Baker up 40-30, a point to go up 5-4. Down the line, bring this game back to deuce. Time after time, I think Harrison might feel things slipping away, steps up and rips a winner like that. And the forehand error gives Harrison a break point. 4-all here in the second set. A break here would give Harrison the chance to serve out the set. Harrison jogging in place, coaching himself on. Doesn't want to let this chance slip away. Big first serve there, 115 miles an hour. Break point saved again by Baker. Baker certainly has come through in the clutch when he's needed it. Fought off 3 set points in the first set to win. So now we're at deuce. Players taking a few extra seconds between points. Harrison not happy with his attempt at the return there. The ball swinging out wide. Tough to steer that one back into the court. So now Baker has a point to go up 5-4. Well, as I mentioned, the temperature about 83. That sun continuing to stay out there. The players taking an extra few seconds. They're officially allotted 30 seconds between points. Another big first serve, 113 miles an hour. Harrison missing that ball, but it fell in. Harrison driving that backhand deep, drawing the air from Baker. Getting this game back to deuce. Such a strong effort from this 18-year-old. For all second set. At deuce once again. Big first serve there. Harrison was able to get that back. However, unable to win the exchange. Advantage to Baker once again. Big deep forehand return from Harrison. Just wide on that forehand. And the game goes to Baker. Harrison had another break point. Baker able to fight it off and win, take a 5-4 lead. Second round action. We're here in Binghampton, New York at the Levine, Goulden, and Thompson Tennis Challenger.
Done.